Sports Scope, the most influential sports talk show in the nation.
What is today, the 19th?
Stay tuned for updates and great sports content.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sports Scope, to this recording edition. I'm recording on Sunday. Let me see what today's date is. July the 16th. This will be on Tuesday's program, everybody. I got a special guest here, Calvin Thompson, a guy I knew from childhood, used to play basketball with, baseball with, and his son. Calvin's also nickname is Bubba and Bubba Jr., and I'm going to bring these two on the program, but I've got an intro here for you, Bubba. Listen to this. You remember that, Calvin?
Man, how could I forget that?
Man, you got me reminiscing, brother. Hey, listen, I know that we were going to do an interview with you and your son. News just broke about an hour ago. The Tennessee, I saw the Titans on your Facebook page that they're going to sign DeAndre Hopkins. He's decided to play for the Tennessee Titans. What do you think about that?
Man, I love it. I love it.
Believe it, man. I'm still stunned. Good stuff. Okay, so now we've got Calvin, also known as Bubba in the neighborhood, his son, Bubba Jr. Now, to the audience, I met Bubba, correct me if I'm wrong, 1990, Nashville, Tennessee, to be exact. I used to live at 1071 Zophie Street. You lived about 6 or 7 houses down to
it was 1052 was my address. I'll never forget that. I even remember my old phone number, man.
What was your old number?
615-227-2103.
2103. Hey, do you want to go out and do you want to go to Wendy's? I used to remember what you used to order when we would go down to Wendy's. Junior bacon cheeseburger, everything, extra everything.
You know what? I still order that to this day when we go to Wendy's.
99 cents. Where were those days at?
Man, where's that taco bar at they used to have?
I love the taco bar. Then we got oh God, what was it? We ordered the Champ Burger there. Checkers.
Yeah.
Checkers. 1990 to 1995, I was moving back and forth, and I'm telling this for the audience here. You know, I had a stepdad. Sometimes we got along, sometimes we didn't.
Oh, I remember.
When we had our fallouts, to the audience and your son Bubba Jr. there, no matter how bad a mood I was in, when I had met up with you and we started going outside playing basketball, I forgot it, but you always had a way of making me laugh, dude.
Well, you know, there was that one time when I got the bright idea to throw a baseball on your front porch.
Yeah.
And, you know, remember you got stung by all them bees?
Yeah. Well, okay. I had to really think about that situation. I take some of the blame to the audience. Dumb kids do dumb kid things. You know, we were like on the movie The Sandlot. We just done stupid things. We had this game that I invented called Throw a Sock at a Bee's Nest at my front porch. And if you got away from the bees and didn't get stung, you won the game. And one day I was off guard. Bubba, it's either baseball, a soccer, something. And you said, yeah, let me go ahead and do it. I said, well, I don't know, maybe. And you just did it. And I ran, and I wasn't fast enough. And, yeah, I got stung by a bee. I ran to the back porch, and I ran in and accidentally busted one of the windows. My stepdad forgave me for that one. But I started that game, so I'm not – I totally forgive you for that because I remember that time I accidentally slammed the door on your arm going into Inglewood Bowling Alley.
Yeah. Yep, Madison Bowling Alley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, my bad, brother.
Hey, it's all right.
I think the last time that I saw you, and you made me laugh this day, I just got my first car. It was 1997. I was 16. I'd already moved by then, and I had a 1983 Chevrolet Caprice, and I drove to your house on Zophie, and you come out with a bunch of phone books because you thought I was too short to reach the pedals.
Well, that's what good friends are for, man. Always got to look out for one another.
You made me laugh. And then I was telling my friend, Steven, remember Steven?
Yeah. How could I forget Steven?
Yeah, so me and Steven was over here last night. We're playing, this is so throwback. We're playing the retro Sega Streets of Rage game.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the retro Nintendo too. And he's like, oh, yeah, man. I remember, but yeah, so yeah, he remembers you. He said, man, that was like yesterday.
It was.
Fast, man. I tell you, it's he said, yeah, we always play basketball and baseball, and you were more of a baseball guy.
Yep.
So when did you, I'll ask you about you and ask you about your son, Bubba Jr. here in a minute now. So when did you end up moving to Indiana?
It was about 6 years ago.
Okay. What happened there?
Well, my wife wanted to be a little closer to her family, and who was I to say no to that?
Gotcha. So, I didn't know if it was a job or what. So, what kind of work you into now?
Well, I actually work for a cleaning service. We clean office buildings and things like that for a medical supply company.
Okay, nice. I'm a medical carrier for the day job. I've been doing this, 8 years now. And so you moved 6 years ago, and I figured. So what part of Indiana is it? Hawkins, Indiana?
No, it's actually Clay City. It's probably about 30 minutes from Terre Haute.
Oh, okay. Oh, Terre Haute, Indiana. I think.
Yeah.
Isn't Larry Bird originally from Terre Haute?
He just might be.
Yeah.
That might explain all the Larry Bird stuff around here.
And I was just kidding around. Hawkins is that show Stranger Things.
Yep.
Fictional show Stranger Things, man. And you was telling me on Messenger you've got 7 kids now.
Yep.
So you're shooting for 9 for the baseball team, right?
Well, that's what I wanted, but the wife kind of put a stop to that.
Yeah, former San Diego Charger, LA Charger, Phillip Rivers just had his 10th kid the other day. So he's got a starting 5 in basketball, and he's got a full bench, man. So he's in good shape. I don't have any kids. I got close a couple times. I'm not been married. I got close a couple times. And things just didn't quite work out. I got a lot of nieces and nephews. Shoot, you remember my nieces when we were kids. Now they are kids, brother.
Oh yeah.
But well, it's good to see you again. Now, you tell me. Now, it's Bubba Jr. How old are you, Bubba?
9.
So, what sports are you into? Did your dad tell me? Are you into basketball?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite player? You don't know?
You.
No. We'll say.
Dad.
You don't know?
Who's your favorite basketball player, bro?
Basketball.
Michael Jordan.
Really? Even before his time, I thought he would say Steph Curry.
No, we like the old players, don't we?
What do you show him YouTube videos?
Oh yeah. And believe it or not, man, I actually taught him how to shoot a basketball the same way you taught me. That whole line your middle finger up with the middle of the rim.
Yeah.
Works every time, don't it, bud?
But not every time, but
You know, man, you got a great memory. But I've totally forgot about that. You know, we used to play down the street at the church. Then the guy said that had that. He said, "Man, these kids come up here at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They're playing basketball. They're keeping me up. You and that other kid." But I said, "Yeah, Bubba." He said, "Yeah. I'll put it at your house. Y'all are nice kids. You go. We'll build the thing at your house." I said, and he put it up on a tree, and I can't tell you how many basketballs went flat because they had a stump sticking out. If you remember that, yep. Bubba.
Well, oh yeah. Well, not only that, I'm trying to remember the name of your German Shepherd that you had that used to get your basketball. Yeah, Sabrina, and she'd get a hold of your basketballs and chew them flat.
She would chew them flat. We had a shed there, and me and Steven used to jump on the roof of that shed and jump off like a bunch of dumb kids.
Yep.
But that's what dumb kids do,
Yep. I do that.
Yeah, I don't know if you just heard him, but he said he does that with my shed too.
Hey, you can be yourself around me, Bubba Jr. Listen, man, I've known your dad, when life was just, I can't believe it was just 5 years. There's so much that happens in life during those years. It becomes experiences of your life. Remember Sandlot?
Oh, God, yeah. Right there behind the church?
Well, I was saying, the movie Sandlot. I mean, it's a 30-year anniversary, Bubba.
It's been that long?
Yeah. Came out, and I read this the other day, and I was like, 1993, and we had this little shed, a church we didn't even go to, Bubba Jr., and we just went out there and started playing baseball, and it looked, if you hit the trees, it's a home run.
Yeah. Over there. Remember whoever it was hit the ball over the trees, got their lunch for free that day at Wendy's?
Yeah, and a lot of times we couldn't find the ball, and that's when you really got one going there. I drove past that the other day. All of it's different now, but they tore that thing down, that shed. But, it seems so far and so big. But now that I'm grown, I'm like, man, that was a small area there.
Yep.
Life is just, that's the way things are. So Bubba, so what do you all, so you're a baseball guy, man. Who do you still follow the Braves?
Of course. Don't we, Bubby?
Have y'all been to a Brave game?
Not yet.
Okay. What do you think about them this year, man? They're better than what our the Braves, but we were kids.
Well, I don't know, man. Classic 90s teams, when you want to talk 90s Braves, man, Dave Justice, Greg Olson, Greg Maddox. I mean, the dream team just goes on and on from there.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I tell you, it's well, you know what? I was looking. I do another show on Sundays with Mac and Jack and Jim Jeffcoat. Mac's the guy who started the program. I think he's like a high school football coach or something like that. Jack is a Hall of Fame boxing writer. Jack Hirsch. Jim Jeffcoat, he wasn't on there today, but Jim Jeffcoat is a former Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah.
Under Jimmy Johnson, won 2 Super Bowls under Jimmy Johnson. And I was on their program today, and they were asking me about the Braves, and they were asking me about essentially what I thought of the the post star break and everything. And I said, listen, the Braves are one of the biggest stories. 61 wins. They lead the major league in wins. They lead the major league run average, Bubba, and which is kind of like our childhood Braves, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They also lead the whole Major League Baseball in home runs, 173. That was something we didn't have. We always liked power hitters in our that's why the Braves lost a lot of those World Series, don't you think, to the Yankees and all that, and Minnesota?
Well, I mean, that's a good possibility.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, it's food for thought. I think I mainly, I don't follow it like I used to with baseball. I'm getting back into it. But I will say this. I don't remember the team. Now, of course, they won in 95, but look how many times they let us down. They're like the Buffalo Bills, right? Get there and win the thing and then go out. But this team's already won a World Series per se. So that makes me think, hey, man, you know, this team may be a special young group here of players. Now, of course, they're young. We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they, you know, the other opposition could get hot and they get beat in the first round again. So, you know, it is what it is, man. So anything else going on, man? How long? So you're just going to move up there. What's life like up there? What's different between there and here, per se?
Well, I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have all the commotion and everything going on that, you know, we grew up with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
a lot.
You know,
those schools, man.
Yeah, this is just one of them little small towns. I mean, we actually call it the Mayberry of the Midwest. We got a little restaurant right down the road that's it's got a police car it's dressed up like Andy's car.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty nice here.
Hey, that's good. I didn't know if you like that or not. I remember I had a little girlfriend in Ashland City, and you told her, you was like, yeah, y'all just run around barefooted out there in the country, don't you?
Yeah,
well, I mean, you know, I used to run around out there barefooted. I know a little something about that. You know, I've been known to run around here barefooted a little bit.
Well, you know something, you mentioned commotion. Those public schools were just, it was rough, man. You know, the bullies, the chaos that we went to. Did you end up graduating from Stratford?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I later, my dad moved to Florida, went there for 1 year in high school. Then I moved back. My mom moved to Madison. And so I finished out sophomore, junior, senior year, Hunters Lane High School. A little bit better than those other schools. I don't know how you survived Stratford. More power to your brother. Yeah. So what have you been doing ever since then, man? How have you been?
Well, you know, just trying to raise kids and,
yeah,
you know, teach them right from wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. How long y'all been married?
About 10 years.
10 years. Okay. And how old are your kids?
Well, my oldest, because I've actually got 4 kids that are, you know, between me and her, and then 3 step kids.
Okay.
But my oldest, he'll be 19 in November, and then my youngest are 4-year-old twin girls.
Wow, 19. So what's he up to?
He lives in Kentucky right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So was he originally from here in Nashville?
Yeah. Well, no, he's actually originally from here in Indiana.
Oh, okay. Okay.
With my mom sometimes.
Lives in Kentucky. So what's he up to?
Well, he's working and, you know, just being a normal teenager, normal 19-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. So how's your mom? Is your mom, is she still alive?
Unfortunately, she passed away about 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Or no, wait a minute.
How's your brother doing? Aaron,
so
right?
Yeah, about 8 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother. You know, Randy, my stepdad, they divorced in 2000. We had our differences, but me and him, it ended on a good, you know, a good note per se.
Yeah.
That he
Well, that's
died
always good.
He died of cancer in 2015, lung cancer. But
Hey, well, we're gonna walk inside so we can get away from this mower.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead, guys. I mean,
Oh,
it's
that way I
fine,
can
man.
hear you a little bit.
You hot out there? Are you in a garage or something?
No, we were actually sitting out on the front porch.
Yeah.
Bub, come here. Come here.
Do you still take the kids bowl? Do you take the kids bowling or anything? Who's been to that, you know?
Well, the older kids have, but the younger ones haven't.
Yeah.
Right now, we've been getting into going fishing and.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Well, you still
Yeah, we actually
the beard, man.
here every weekend for the past few months. We've been taking the boat out and going on the lake and doing some fishing.
Hey, that's awesome, man. Yeah, my mom's second husband, that's not my dad, and he's a big fisherman guy and Bass Pro Shops and all that. Good guy, you know.
I wish I could afford to shop at Bass Pro Shop.
Do y'all have a Bass Pro Shops up there?
Oh, no.
What's the closest big town to you all?
Terre Haute.
Terre Haute's pretty big?
Yep. Well, it's not big considered, say Nashville or something like that, but
okay.
Around here it's considered big.
How far are you from Bloomington? That's where the University of Indiana plays.
Well, I actually work in Spencer, and Spencer's only like 30 minutes from Bloomington.
Oh, okay. You know, legendary coach Bob Knight used to coach there back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So so what do you want to play basketball when you grow up, Bubba Jr.? You want to play in NBA? Are you how old are you, Bubba?
9.
9. Okay, that's exactly the age when I met your dad. I was 9, and I think Bubba, you were 8. Yeah,
somewhere around in there. About as good as he could be right now. I mean, you've seen what Nashville done to all of our homes.
Yeah.
They took our neighborhoods and put up townhouses.
That they really did, man. You know, it's real expensive. It is expensive, man. I'm barely making it, but I'm making it, brother. I'm barely making it, but it is what it is, man.
But I will have to say, though, I was able to get the kids down there and live in that house for about a year before Darren sold it, and then they turned it into townhouses.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So he's still living out here in this area?
Yeah, he actually lives in Hendersonville.
Okay. Doing pretty good?
Yeah.
I tell you, man, time flies, you know. I wonder whatever happened to Tommy and BJ and Rhonda.
You know,
Benny Ray, remember that guy?
Oh yeah.
Well, he probably got in some trouble though.
I don't know. I mean, he's still in the real estate game and all that stuff.
Oh,
he's actually the one who sold Darren his house in Hendersonville.
Good. Hey, man. You know what? I like to hear that people ain't dead or in jail. You know, I mean, that is really good stuff here. You know, it's like I said, we and you. I tell you, man, time goes by. Listen, Bubba Jr., it goes by really fast. Before you know it, you'll be mine and your dad's age, and you'll be looking at a kid your age, and maybe your son, maybe your friend's son, and tell them try to enjoy every minute of it because it goes by really quick the older you get. Don't you agree, Bubba?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And once you get to that point, man, it just feels like, man, I've missed so much.
It's warp speed.
And then in all reality, you didn't miss anything other than time.
That is true. You know, I was looking at your Facebook page. So you a Jelly Roll fan?
Oh, yeah.
Did
you know, I gotta, no matter where I live, man, I gotta have hometown pride.
Yeah. I used to work security. About 10, 12 years ago, I met this guy. His name's Kevin. He was a rapper, and he's from here in Nashville. His stage name was K Rush, and his friend was this. I think her name was Tiffany, but her stage name was Money Shot. That was her stage. She was like a manager, and her brother is, of course, rapper Jelly Roll, the singer, country singer, rapper.
Oh, okay.
And she was telling me, this was 10 years ago, he's going to be big. He's going to be really big. Everybody says that in Nashville. I mean, there's a singer on every corner, isn't it, man?
Oh, God.
Music City, right? Music City. And I was also doing part-time real estate then. Hated it, but I was doing it as a realtor, and I was trying to help her find a place. Lost track of her. And then, just a few years later, you start to see this guy doing songs with Shooter Jennings, which is the son of the legendary country singer Waylon Jennings. And now, you know where he's at now? He's at the CMA Awards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How did you hear about Jelly Roll?
Just music. And people
found out he was from our hometown.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. But anyways, well, it's good talking to you guys. And are you playing any sports currently right now on a team, Bubba Jr., or are you just kind of just practicing with your dad?
Mm-hmm.
You got to tell him.
Yeah, I don't play any teams right now.
Oh, okay. I want to say we used to go down to, if you remember, Bubba, we'd go to that YMCA sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You could probably
out of every place we used to go growing up, man, you know where my favorite place was?
What's that?
Opryland Theme Park.
Yeah, you know what? They did away with that in 98, and they still haven't replaced it, man.
I mean, I can remember us taking a taxi from your house to Opryland.
Man, you got a great memory. And you know something? It seemed like a long ways, but it's not even that far, But when you're 11, 12, like, oh, my God, dude.
And you're just dying to get there. It seems like it takes 4 hours.
Yeah. It was such a big deal. Going there, walking around. I mean, we practically did the Olympics. Bowling, we was on the bowling team for a little while. We only did a couple practices with them, but the Inglewood Bowling Alley, which is no longer there.
Yeah.
Baseball, basketball, movies, some football. And Scott reached out to me a few months ago, and I was like, oh, wow, Scott. Yeah, Calvin, you guys remember me. And I remember you said, man, your hair looks the same as it did. I said, well, you know what? It's because I'm back to being that person I was. And I tell this to anybody. I'll be 42 a week from today, brother. I know you're 41. When's your birthday again?
Well, I'll be 41 August 6th.
August 6th. My dad's is on August 5th. I'll be 42 July 23rd, which is next week. And chase what you want to do in life. Don't chase money just to chase money, just to get a woman or something. That was one of my issues. Chase what you, and you know what I really like to do. I love sports.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I know. I can remember many a times you coming down there knocking on my bedroom door, after we got that gate put in the backyard. Hey, come on, man, let's go play basketball.
Yeah. Or ride bikes.
Yeah.
We would jump. Would jump ramps. Remember that?
Oh, man. Kids these days have no idea what a cinder block or piece of wood can do.
Good stuff. Yeah.
I know what trails are.
Does he ride bikes? Do you got a bike?
Well, he did until he tore it up.
Don't feel bad. I tore
I
for
went,
myself.
I went,
He
I went to trails and got a couple scars from going down and falling off. Like one time, my bike completely ran over me, both tires.
Hey, brother, that you know, Bubba Jr., that is called being a kid, brother. My man. That is
But
called
these
being a kid.
these trails swerve, go up and down, jumps inside the trails.
Bubba, were you there that day that I was wrestling with Scott in the yard across the street from my house? And I think you were there. I think you were there, but you might not have been there. And I bumped heads with Scott, and it busted my head wide open.
I wasn't there that day, but I do remember coming up to see if you wanted to come out and play, and you were like, "No, man, I don't feel like it. Today ain't the day."
I had to get 4 stitches in this left eye.
Yep, yep.
I don't know if you was there that time. I had the skateboard wreck. Taking a skateboard and riding down Zolfi Street like an idiot to Wendy's and jumping off the skateboard, and too soon, Bubba, and skinning my knees. I probably told you the aftermath.
Now, I'll tell you one story I do remember.
Okay.
You and me, we found this big red old school 10-speed bicycle in the trash.
Uh-huh.
We decided we were going to put new inner tubes in the tires. We take the tires off, and I'm riding this 10-speed through the alley there by the sandlot.
Yes.
And I get right there where the alley meets Casper, and the front wheel falls off.
And I was laughing.
Yes. Yes.
Bubba, that I was trying to remember this earlier, Bubba. Listen up, Bubba Jr. Very frantic moment. Your dad's a lot tougher than me. I'll say that. Your dad can take pain and laugh at anything. Our friend Dale,
I didn't cry.
Dale got bit by a dog one day, and for some reason, myself and Bubba was going to Dale's house, or to this person's house. Bubba gets out of the car. This dog doesn't bark or anything, Bubba Jr. And he just walks up to Bubba and bites him on the arm, and it looked like something out of the horror movie when we were kids called Cujo. He is bleeding, and this guy's mother, Bubba Jr., gets out of the car and strangles that dog.
I remember she had Rocky up against the side of the house, beating that dog like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, I was freaking. I was crying. I was about 10. I was crying. Oh my God, they're killing him. And then I looked at his mom. She's choking this dog, punching this dog, and I think you had to get some stitches, right?
Yeah. That cost me stitches in my arms, my legs, my back.
Yeah. And I said, so Bubba, what happened, man, to the dog? You said, well, a cop came over there and they tried to bite him and he shot it.
I remember that day very vividly. I was really upset about that New Jersey I was wearing.
Oh, you did? You
were
playing that day?
Yes, because I had just got that new Atlanta Braves jersey.
Yes.
The lime green one. And that's what I was wearing that day.
And I could still remember that scream. You like, ah! And I was like, oh, I need to get out of the car. I was freaking out. His mom's like, oh, no, it's on now. It's on now. And I'm not exaggerating, Bubba Jr. She's throwing this dog around, punching this dog. The dog eventually runs away. The dog's like, okay, I've had enough. This woman is way tougher than those 2 kids I bit. Did you end up getting shots for rabies, Bubba, that day?
No, but you want to know something about Dale's mom, Joyce?
Yeah.
She's one of them women that run around barefooted in Ashland City. That's where she lives. She
would fight. You know, there's a show called Live Patrol. It used to be called Live PD, and it's like cops, like when we were kids, but it's live, you know, Bubba. And they had some guys down in Daytona. This guy gets bit going to his mailbox by an alligator in Daytona, Florida, and I had flashbacks of that dog fight. I was thinking about that. And you were a trooper, man. You didn't cry or anything. You were, like you said, you were more ticked about getting blood on that jersey.
Yep.
At 9 or 10 years old than you were about getting a bit on the arm. You still got that scar, don't you? Yep.
Yep.
Practically 30 years ago. And the police shot the dog. Oh man, like Atticus. And what was that name of that? We used to have to what was the name of that story we had to read in school? You know what I'm talking about here.
Yep, but I just can't put my finger on it.
I can't put mine on it either. And then when I'm listening to this play, by the way, this will be on Tuesday's program. Tomorrow, I'll be talking about DeAndre Hopkins signing with the Titans. Probably some SEC media days. Do you follow? What sports do you all follow? What do you follow, Bubba? Do you follow any football?
Oh, Titans.
Okay. What do you get out of the Titans this year? What's going to happen, man? What's your predictions, brother?
I'm just going to wait it out and see.
You don't, man. There's no penalty. You're not. There's no arrest record. There's no statute of limitations.
Well, to be honest, I want my boys to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But they're just, in my personal opinion, there's just not enough brotherhood on the team, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They haven't been together long enough to develop that team trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who would you consider to be the favorite then? To win this year?
See, that's still kind of a tough call.
Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe Cincinnati, in the NFC, I don't know, man. History says the Eagles won't make it back because teams that lose the Super Bowl, not a team not named New England hasn't made it back since the salary cap in 1994. So that's quite a bit of long ago,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's San Francisco and Cincinnati. Of course, I'll break that down and give a final analysis the week of Labor Day, but it feels like it's going to be a replay of that '89 Super Bowl. Boomer Esiason and Joe Montana. So, anyways, all right, guys. If you ain't got anything else, we'll go ahead.
Well, actually, I do have one question for you. I've thought about all these years, buddy.
Hey, if you got plenty, go ahead. We got plenty of time. I got plenty of time.
All right. You remember when you was on the East Middle School football team and I was on the Lytton Middle School football team?
For like a day.
How did you end up at our practices practicing on the field?
Okay, that's a great story. That is a great story behind that. Because remember, I bought that weight set from my neighbor. Remember that? And you lifted with me.
Yep.
We put plastic over it, and it still got rusted. We're stupid kids doing stupid kid things, Bub Jr. That's what we did. We got stung by bees. We lifted weights that were rusted. We had these crazy ideas, and you're right. I do remember that was funny about that bike. I remember that. Now that you make me think about it, I'm laughing in my head. But you remember I was running up and down that hill trying to train. You tried to tackle me one time when we were practicing in the sandlot, and I ran you over, and you started laughing. You made me laugh, but I couldn't even concentrate. Your dad's got such a good sense of humor. I was a real serious kid, and your dad he was serious too, but he always had a way of kind of keeping the mood light. Okay. I was zoned to go to East, but I wanted to go to Lytton. Okay. And my friends that went to Lytton, we were going to do some illegal stuff to go to Lytton, like use my friend's mom's address.
Well,
Your limitations have expired in 30 years.
Well, I guess that would fall right along the lines with your first job at Fazoli's.
We changed our birth certificate. Stephen remembers that.
Yep.
And okay, this is a pretty dramatic story, Bubba Jr. Okay. I go to school for East for 1 day. 1 day. I'm ticked off because I wanted to go practice football. This is 1995, August of 95. Remember it like it was yesterday. And Randy had locked me out. Okay. I was ticked off. Somehow kicked the door in, changed into shorts. I don't know how I got there. I think I took a bus on Gallatin Road to Lytton Middle School and practiced with the Lytton football team for 1 day. And I think you were there.
Yep.
And I walked home. Started to, Bubba. My cousin Christy on Gallatin Road pulls up, picks me up. Okay. She drives me home. And there he is on the front porch, hot. My stepdad, Randy. And I'll clean this up for the program. But he's like, boy, why'd you kick that door in, boy? I said, Randy, Mom, you're supposed to leave the door unlocked. Randy, I want to try to play football during my transfer for Lytton. He said, you're going to fix that effing door. And he's saying all this, and I'm getting mad because he knows that I wanted to go to Lytton, And he's still smarting off, and I'm talking to my dad, and I was a smart mouth punk kid. I'll admit it. Lord forgive me. And I mumbled, boy, he needs to be shot in the head. And Mama said, Robert, don't you talk, my mom is.
Oh, yeah.
And I was really hot. And he jumps out of the door and he said, boy, what'd you say? And I said, you need to be shot in the head, you mother effer. And I was 14 years old. So I take off running, Bubba, down that hill. I had some Sean Kemp's on. You remember those?
Yep.
I ran out of them shoes. He was gonna whoop my butt. He's probably gonna kick my butt physically at that point. So I run down that hill. I run out of them shoes, and I run to that McDonald's, Bubba, on Gallatin Road.
Yeah.
It gets serious now. I run in there barefooted, sock feet. I said, my stepdad's trying to kill me. He's got a look in his eyes like, can you please call the police? And that neighborhood's bad. That's pretty close to Lytton Apartments. Those.
Yep.
So
yep.
I get behind the countertop. They call 2 cops there. They locked the door above them. I don't know if I told you this story.
No, I don't remember this story.
This was dramatic, brother. They locked the door. 2 cops pick me up. I go back there, and Randy's like, I just want to see him get out of here, So I moved to my dad's and lived in Destin, Florida. I left Lytton. I left East. I go back. This is 8th grade to there. I spent 1 semester there. Me and Randy make up. And then we find a way to get the transfer done. I go my 2nd semester there, and that was my last semester there at Zophie. And in 96, and then that's when Scott told me it's the last time he seen me. But I saw you a year or so later, 2 years later, with my card in 97. So me and Randy had some serious problems,
Yeah.
Stepdads, your stepdad, I'm sure you've had your problems over the years.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And, when me and him were arguing and had some knockdown, drag out arguments, I'll get my dad to kick your butt, and all this crap. And I would move in with my dad, and then, everything I'd miss you guys. I would miss you. I'd miss Steven. I miss my friends. And then I would move back. would have another fallout. And then in all of that, no matter what kind of drama, Bubba always had a way of making me laugh. I mean, no matter what I had going on, we would go play sports. We would go to the bowling alley, and I would totally forget what issues I had going on there. But that was the story, man. I wanted so bad to play for Linton because you knew I trained all summer that year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Getting the neighbors' weight set. And, I should have been an adult about it and just played there at East and been respectful. But, hey, when you're 13, 14 years old and you're dealing with step parents, I kind of had a bad attitude.
Speaking of taking trips down memory lane, you remember that time we got the bright idea we was going to rent us a limo, and my mom went and got us some wine coolers, so we could be big time.
Yeah. Did we actually do it?
Yes, we did. I remember I talked that limo driver into stopping and buying me a pack of cigarettes because I wasn't even old enough yet.
I think we were hollering outside the window.
Yeah.
And then we got in trouble for that.
We took it through the Taco Bell drive-thru. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you remember Carrie and Sherry, the two twins?
That you used to go out to Madison Bowling Alley to meet all the time? Yeah. 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 I can remember us riding bicycles out there.
Yeah. Yeah. We were 10, 11, 12 going on 25, Bubba Jr.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did a lot of stuff we was simply not supposed to do.
Riding bicycles further than most people are willing to drive cars.
Yeah. For the most part, I think we stayed pretty level-headed. You kept me from getting in really big trouble. I'll give you credit for that. You kept me from getting in, not like somebody now, Steven. Now, me and him, we've got arrested for curfew and everything else.
Yep.
But, that was after I got 16, 17. And like you said, drinking. We got that, we got a limo. We thought that was a big deal, man. I mean, that just hang out the window and holler and, hey, look at me, Oh, my God. Yeah. Opryland, the only theme park, man. Sneak into Opryland. They didn't pay half the time.
Well, see, I wasn't going to say nothing, but that's why I brought up the whole cab ride thing.
The statute of limitations of rent out after 25 years. Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah, you got a point. That was pretty fun, taking a cab down Briley Parkway and be like, yeah, you can let us out here so you ain't got to mess with traffic. And then me, you, and Daniel just hop out and go.
You remember Daniel, too?
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Smith. Yeah, Daniel, I've talked to him a few times. I've lost track of him. Yeah, we got into some trouble. Yeah, it was minor, but we, I don't know. We just did a lot of crazy stuff. And it was the best times of your life. I mean, you don't think about it then. I thought I'd been there 10 or 15 years. I didn't realize it was only 5 years. But we did so much, a night like tonight, we'd be out playing basketball till sundown. And then I would go home and you'd probably go home, watch, Sunday night baseball on ESPN.
Yep, I sure would.
And then about lunchtime, you'd be back in the front yard. Bubba's outside. Oh, hey, man, what's going on, man? Hey, you want to go to Wendy's? The Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, everything extra. I said, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And me and my stepdad would be arguing and stuff. I'm about to move out. I was always about to move out, And then you'd come out and just start and like me. One time, you told me that. And you probably remember this. My cousin's ex-husband, really bad drunk, really bad. He was giving Randy a lot of flack one day. And you told me when I got home from school one day, he said, Randy threw that guy off the front porch. I said, oh, you're talking about Jerry Summers.
Yeah, I remember that. Because I was standing in my grandma's yard when it happened. Because my grandma lived 2 doors down from you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
And you said he threw that guy the fans off his porch. I said, really? I said, yeah, I don't know, man. I was coming home from school. Oh my God. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but sometimes I just wish I was a kid again.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. The main thing I miss is not having that energy like your son's got now. And, you know, I get plantar fasciitis on my foot. And, you know, them days, I would be playing Sega or something and just turn the Sega off and just go run outside and play. Like my mom's like, stop doing that. You're going to get a heart attack. You've been playing a video game for hours. Well, she would run me off half the time. So you better get out. You're going outside. Get off that game. Get off that football game on Sega, you know?
You know, speaking of Sega, I've been getting into a game here lately that you might appreciate.
What's that?
And eventually, when I do make a trip back down there, I'm going to need a rematch from you.
What's that?
Evander Holyfield, real deal boxing.
Oh, man, yeah. Yeah. Vander Holyfield boxing. And my bad, I was a dumb kid and I was charging my friends to play Sonic, and I apologize. I was just trying to get some freaking Wendy's money, dude. That's all I wanted, Wendy's money. Because Randy wouldn't let me go through his change drawer. He's going to kill me, man. I needed $1.07 for a 99-cent junior bacon cheeseburger. That's it. Or Frosty. Vander Holyfield. Well,
but see what the crazy thing is I'd pay you to come up and play, and I had my own Sega at home.
You did, and you was just a cool dude, man, and I appreciate it. And that's why, you know, I always taught my mom, said, Mama, can Bubba go over here, and can he go with me? And, you know, can Bubba spend a night? And she's like, yeah. I said, well, he'll sleep under the bed. And you was just,
you know, I was just sitting here thinking about that night your mom come out in the living room. She was wondering if I went home, and then she seen my feet sticking out from the foot of the bed under it.
She's like, what? Because I had this fold-out couch that turned into a bed, and I slept there so I could watch the game, watch the baseball game, you know. And she's like, what's Bubba sleeping under the bed for? Y'all get into too much. All that rap music. And I said, well, yeah. Well, the batting cages. How can I forget?
Oh, man. You know, that's something I haven't thought about in a long time.
You were a good baseball player, man. You loved them batting cages. That's something, Bubba Jr. When you get a chance, that dad to find y'all a batting cage around there somewhere, man. That's
I wish we had something like that around here.
Yeah. You'll find one there.
Say what, bud? Huh? Can I what? Rent you a limo.
We're planting bad seeds already.
Only on one condition.
What?
If we can take it through Taco Bell drive-thru.
You know, buddy. You know, me and Steven came over the other night, and you know he's still big.
Was you out there yesterday recording what we were doing? Speaking of good ideas, yesterday before we went to the lake, I got the bright idea. Well, me and little Calvin, we got the bright idea that I was going to sit him down in one of them commercial mop buckets.
Okay.
Give him an umbrella and a leaf blower. We were going to try to get him down the road.
Yeah, that's funny.
It didn't work.
Man, you ain't changed a bit.
Nope.
We didn't wear helmets or anything. We just rode bikes. We had wrecks. We'll start he would make me laugh. You would make me laugh, and I'd be all skin up. And I said, oh, well, if he's making me laugh, then I guess I'll be all right then. It ain't that big.
I did a somersault off of my new ride-on thingy.
Huh?
I did a somersault off of my ride-on thingy, and I got road rash on my elbow.
That's a scar you'll never forget, brother.
And then I had to do a thing where I make my back tire lift on my bike, and I completely flipped over it and got a scar on my chin.
The apple didn't fall far from the tree.
And
No,
then I
it
got,
doesn't.
and then I got a scar on my eyebrow.
Yeah. So
And then I got road rash on my foot.
we thought that was such a big deal, jumping over those boards in the church parking lot. And
Yep.
somehow people had a problem with that, Bubba. Y'all going to get hurt doing that? Well, we like to jump up. We're BMX stars in our own mind. In my mind, Bubba, I was Michael Jordan meets John Stockton, you know? And I guess you were King Griffey Jr. I can't remember.
I felt more like Dave Justice.
David. Left field, Atlanta Braves, 1994.
Yep.
I think he, left-handed hitter too. So, anyways, guys, this was a lot of fun, Bubba. I will tag you with this.
No,
Bubba, he's got to go. He's got other stuff he's got to do. Okay.
Yeah, I got to get out of this suit and I got to straighten up my apartment. It's Sunday, man.
He's got to go shoot basketball.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to find me a church somewhere.
I already got two spots. That's where I go play basketball.
That's actually what he's wanting to do when we finish with this is go up to the church and shoot basketball.
Go up to you got to play the long game and you can't miss practice and you know, you got to realize that it's hard work and long game and it'll work out, man. Well, guys, it's been great. I'll talk to you later, Bubba. It's fun, man.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good one.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Yeah, will do, brother. See ya.